Hello and welcome to Multiplying Rational Expressions, the next in our series of rational equations and expressions videos. You remember how to multiply fractions? You're just going to multiply straight across. So let's have a look first at a simple fraction. I have 1/4 times 5/4. So I multiply across on the top, 1 times 5 is 5. I multiply across on the bottom, 4 times 4 is 16. I can't reduce this fraction at all, so that's my answer. Well, let's take a look at this one on the bottom. I can just multiply straight across, and that would give me 12 over 30, but now I have to reduce this fraction. And wouldn't it be easier if I just reduced it right up front? So let's just erase this. And then try it again using some strategy. For example, I can cancel these 3's straight across, and already I would have my reduced fraction at 4/10, but those are both even numbers. So I can look at the factors of 4, which are 2 and 2, and the factors of 10, which are 2 and 5, and I can apply even more strategy because now I can cancel one of these factors of 2 with one of these factors of 2. And now I'm left multiplying 5 times 1 on the bottom and 1 times 2 on the top, and that gives me 2/5, my already reduced fraction, and simpler multiplication to get there. So our strategy for multiplying rational expressions is to do this simplifying up front. So let's give it a shot with this problem. Well, as always, I like to factor out -1 so that I don't have a negative in front of my x term and reorder it so I have x first. So to factor -1 out of that, I also can factor 7. So rather than just -1, I'm going to factor -7 out. And when I factor -7 out of this, I just get x. And when I factor -7 out of this, I get -10. Nothing I can factor here, so I'm just going to rewrite that. And this side, nothing I can factor at all, so I'm just going to rewrite that as well. Now I'm going to grab my handy-dandy red canceling, and I'm going to cancel this factor of x minus 10, and I'm going to cancel this factor of x minus 10 so that I have everything already very nicely reduced, and I get -7 halves, and I still have a variable exclusion. X cannot be equal to 10. All right, here's our next problem, and it looks to me like this first term may not be simplified. I certainly want to factor before I start multiplying rational expressions anyway, so let's have a look at what we get when we factor this quadratic. Two numbers that multiply to -80 and add to -2, -10 and 8. So x minus 10, x plus 8. And I have a factor of x minus 10 on the bottom. And nothing to simplify on this expression, x plus 4. Let's grab our handy-dandy red canceling and simplify this first term, canceling those x minus 10s. And then we can just finish multiplying across. I have x plus 8 over x plus 4, and I still have a variable exclusion. In fact, I have 2. I have 10 and -4. And there we go, our final answer. All right, we're getting close to the 5-minute mark, so just one more. Let's start by factoring this quadratic. two things that multiply to negative 40 and add to negative 3. I'm going to go with x minus 8, x plus 5. And to factor the bottom, I can factor out an 8, and that gives me x plus 3. And I'm multiplying that by another expression that also needs factoring. Let's put the x minus 8 on the bottom. I need two numbers that are going to multiply to negative 24 and add to negative 5. X minus 8x plus 3. So let's go to some handy-dandy canceling. I have an x minus 8 and an x minus 8. I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. So now I multiply this out. Let's start with, all right, this gives us x minus 8 times x plus 5 all over 8. And now we've been asked to multiply this back out. So I get x squared minus 8x plus 5x is going to be minus 3x minus 40 all over 8. And I have some very important variable exclusions here. So my variable exclusions are x is not equal to 8 and x is not equal to negative 3. So there we go. Fully multiplied, simplified, and listing our excluded values of x. And that's all we have to do to multiply rational expressions.